Chronicles chapter 6 explains why we turn and face the east, acknowledging Yahweh.
Baruch atah Yahweh, Baruch atah Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, Baruch atah. Glory be unto you, the God Yahweh. Now for the blowing of the shofar. Hallelujah. We give y'all the glory. We give him all the praise. This young. Be not distracted. Be not distracted with religion. Be not distracted with denomination. Be not distraction. There is only one war. And the war is internal and not external. People are making the war external. They're making the war black and white. They're making the war Gentile. They're making the war African against Hebrew. They're making the war whatever they want to make the war. But there's only one war. And that war is an internal. It is an internal war. It is warfare. It is not external. It is the flesh rising up against the spirit. The spirit was first, and then flesh was taken on. And as we move through these changing times, it is the internal battle that is being lost that is affecting us externally. So I see a lot of people that are fighting and arguing and bickering over denomination, over scripture, over the name, over territory. And if you don't take back the territory of self, the territory and the totality of what your being dwells in, then you are already lost, because Yahweh has no parts of our quarrelings about the name, about the people of the book, trying to use the Bible as a documentation for historical sites and historical locations is futile. There's no power in that. There isn't any power in that. I say that again. The power is in the mind. The power is in my hand. The power should be in your hands. The power that I can lay hands on my own body and produce the wonderful works of Yah and healing this old body. I know it was a song, there's a leak in this old roof. I remember that old song that there's a leak. I suggest we fix our leaks. I suggest that we leave the external things that are a distraction. Because I remember when I first came in to Yah, He established a discipline in me. And if you would turn to me in your Bibles to 2 Timothy chapter 2 and 15. The entitlement of this word is the whole truth. I don't think I put it on there. I may have put it on there. I may have not. I'm not good with titles and titles. It's not my strong suit. My wife is excellent with titles, and she's excellent with presentation. Even in ministry, presentation is everything. To draw the eyes and the ears of the people. Presentation. So we all suffer and lack in certain areas. Another one of my areas is stagnation, procrastination. That's one of my Achilles. Is procrastination. Not too much other than that, but that's my Achilles. But one thing I do know that is an internal battle. That is not external. I'm not afraid of men. I'm not afraid of their faces. I'm not afraid of being told no. It's just something inside of me that must be conquered. It must be overcome. And the Bible begins to read in 2 Timothy 2 and 15. And the Bible says, study to show yourself. Show yourself. Show yourself. Study to show yourself approved unto Yahweh. Before I go any further, let's make this little note. The Spirit is the only thing that can study Yah. And now let me put an emphasis on that. The spirit of Yah is the only thing that can study Yah. That is the only thing that Yah will allow to come into him. It's his spirit. Anything else cannot come into him. So that is why you see a lot of people, they deal with this book topographically, with only the language. They're only dealing with the language. There's no spirit in anything else. As I was parsing this morning, I told my wife, I said, let me stop parsing. I said, because I'm quenching the spirit. I'm starting to quench the ruach. Because I'm parsing, and when I'm parsing it, I'm only dealing with a subterranean area. I'm dealing with a certain area. I'm dealing with a certain time frame. And when I deal with it like that, it's difficult for me to bring forth something that is tangible, feasible, and something that is edible for the spirit right now. Because a lot of teachings that are taught on Torah, they don't feed the soul. They don't feed the spirit man. They raise concerns about bickerings and wrongdoings. They teach you on the level of an external battle, an external war, and they keep you away from the internal, indwelling things that are going on inside of every man, woman, boy, and girl. So that said, it allows people to operate and to look like you look. Because you're looking externally. You're reading an external word. You're not reading an internal word. The internal word is released through the Ruach HaKadosh. The external word of Yah is written where all can see. But even written, all seeing and parsing, that is not the spirit of Yah. That's not the spirit of Yah. The spirit of Yah takes investigation. The nature of Yah, the nature of the Lamb, it takes an investigation. Because listen, watch, the spirit is the only thing that can study. The spirit of Yah is the only thing that can study Yah. The flesh is also a spirit. That's what a lot of people don't understand. The flesh is also a spirit. The flesh cannot be seen. You're not seeing the flesh. But when I began to pray the prayer of healing, what had to come back to me, my decree and my prayer to y'all is, y'all, this flesh did not offend you. This vessel, this body did not offend you. This fleshly body that this person is in, it did not transgress you. The mentality of that person transgressed, and it was made manifest through this body. So when I prayed and I began to pray the prayer of healing and the prayer to recompensate, to recover that person per se, I call for the recovering of the physicality of that person, the physical nature, as well as the spiritual nature. There's nothing that I can do to the spiritual nature of a person. Y'all didn't give me power over that. Y'all does not give you power over the spirit of another man. He does not give you power over the spirit of your children. That's why children go astray. That's why he said, if a child, teach a child, if that child shall depart. Because y'all telling you don't have control over the spirit of that child. You don't have control. So while you are in a place of tutoring and in a place of teaching, take advantage of those times and teach that child, because that child should go off one day. And what will bring them back is their study habits, the study to show themselves approved under Yah. For a workman should not be ashamed, they shall rightly divide the word of truth. They shall rightly divide the word of truth. You can't study for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. That's like I make a difference between saying a prayer and praying. When you say a prayer, 9 times out of 10, you begging for something. You asking for something. When you pray, or when you are praying, you are making declarations and supplications for whole cities, for mankind, for humanity. See, when you say a prayer, people will call you and say, will you pray for me? That's a prayer. Will you pray for me? Well, okay, what you got going on? They want a prayer. And I don't thrive in prayer. I thrive in praying. Because praying, listen, to pray, for me in order to praying, when I'm praying, that is proactive and not reactive. A prayer is reactive. Oh, they got hit by a car. Oh, they got shot. Oh, we need everybody prayers. So that means the people just bombard on that one particular thing. I'm not good in singular. I'm better when I'm dealing with a plural. Because the mantle that Yah has placed upon this ministry is a covering. It's a covering. It's not just it's not a raincoat. It's not an umbrella. It's not a band-aid. You understand me? So there's certain areas and there's certain places that I don't bother. I don't even, I don't move in those genres. I don't move in those. My wife doesn't move in those genres because our effectiveness is to pray for the nations. To pray not only for Israel, but to also pray for the Goyim, the nations. The nations. The flesh is also a spirit which studies the world and it studies the word. The flesh, listen, the flesh is also spirit which studies the word, which is very intuitive. The flesh is very, very intuitive. And the flesh is well studied. The flesh is well studied. The flesh can watch a video and can pull it off. The spirit, you can't watch a video. You can't see it. You can't see the spirit with natural eyes. You can't see in the spirit with a carnal eye. You can't see it. You can't. It's impossible. It's impossible to do. So the Bible says, let me get there, because I'm not there. John 15. But shun profane and vain babblings. Shun. It means turn your back. Give your back. What is it saying? Evil communication, corrupt good manners. In other words, is what it's saying. It's saying, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more unrighteousness. They will increase to more unrighteousness. That's what it's going to preach to. It's going to turn to an argument. It's going to turn into an argument. And The only argument that you truly having is the argument internally. But you lash out externally. But the argument that you have is this simple. I see people all the time, including myself, they start out in relationships. And when they start out in relationships, that person was the bomb.com when they started out in their relationship. So what we need to begin to do is to investigate what happened, what changed. There was not a change physically, there was a change internally, mentally. A person may have done some things externally with their physical body, but the shifting and the maneuvering and the rearranging of how a person was wired towards that person, it changes mentally, internally. So my question is, what do you think that you can get from that person that you were not able to get from that person? What is it that you're looking for? And I often ask people this that are in relationships. What is it that you're trying to achieve? What is it that you think you can get from that woman that you didn't get from that woman? What is it? It's nothing but mental capacity. It's internal. It's not external. So what do? They kill the whole woman. They kill the whole man. Because they come against what they see externally. It's what they come against. I'm going somewhere because I'm seeing a lot of people dealing with the Bible externally and they're not dealing with the Bible internally. When they're reading it, when they're teaching this book, they're teaching it from an external place. They're not teaching it from an internal place. That's why the spirit man is left with pride. That's why they're spirit man, and that's why they don't have any power to conquer what they're struggling with. I know plenty of people. Oh yeah, I love whoever they say they love and this and that. But they don't have any power over what is afflicting them. They don't have any power over what is written in the Bible. It says that many a times that the enemy or the opposition would besiege the city. So the thing that has besieged you, you don't have any power over. And that's where I have a problem, because there's a power that rests in a place for you to overcome whatever has besieged you. Because this is where Yah begins to say, look, I'll be an enemy unto your enemy. I'll be an adversary unto your adversary. So what Yah is saying, Yah's not talking externally. He's not talking about the Hivite and the Jebusite that's in the land. When Yah begins to speak, he begins to speak, I'm going to come against what's inside of you that has you besieged, that has you suppressed, that has you in bondage. So I'm going to be an enemy to the enemy that's the enemy of you, because you your own biggest enemy. So a lot of time when Yah begins to move, he begins to move on you. And then once he begins to move on you, the thing outside of you, you look at it different now. You look at it different. You don't look at it the same. You don't look at it the same. So when myself and my wife we're coming forth, we're not trying to do anything extraordinary. But what we are coming from, we're coming from something that I take pride that Yah feeds us with. Yah, a lot of people don't know how people eat. Well, myself and my wife, we eat manna, not regular manna, but we eat organic manna. Organic manna, because we stayed in a place. We have cultivated our lives to be in a place to be meat for the master's use. It's a sacrifice. It looks strange to other people. It looks strange because the other people, the nations, they are living a certain way, but they don't have the same work or the same works that myself and my wife have. I respect everybody's ministry. I respect everybody's angle. But the only problem that I begin to have is when I see people coming against so many things that are external. And it keeps you from being eclipsed. It keeps you from being one yourself. So we're about to go now. We're about to go into the book of Ezekiel. So you can find Ezekiel. And you can go to Ezekiel, the 11th chapter. Because I'm not going to be in the jungle in that same room with Yahweh sets you apart. So if Yahweh set me apart, why should my speech be what other people's speech is? Why should my speech be what other people is taught? I see people speaking on what's trending. They don't speak on the topic that Yah gives them. I see people say that they have Torah portion readings. Y'all might not want to speak about that on that day. There may be something. That's why I say there's no spirit there. There's no spirit. I've been there. I used to get up 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and make sermons, and I would stick with my sermon. Because I studied this for 4, 5 hours. So I'm going to stick with this. And then y'all slap taste out of my morning while I'm out one morning. And I got in the pulpit. And nothing in this book made sense to me. And you're like, look, you're going to say what I want you to say, or you ain't going to say nothing at all. You won't say anything. Like I say, I respect people where they come from. If you want to just read topographical, that's your business. But I would suggest that you allow the Ruach to come in and feed the spirit of the people. Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. The whole truth. Therefore say, thus saith Yahweh, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. And what is Yahweh saying? What is he saying? What is Yahweh saying? Yahweh is not speaking about the initial people that he cast off. Because those are the people that offended him. Not the people that should come after them. You got to realize that my children have not offended y'all. A lot of people's children are growing up in your offense. Let me show you what the offense I'm talking about. What's the biggest pimp in the world? What's the biggest pimp in the world? The biggest pimp in the world, since everybody know that word. Drugs is the biggest pimp. Huh? Drugs is the biggest pimp. I'll show you why. The strip club is a drug. Inordinate affection, sex, it is a drug. That's a drug also. That's a drug. 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 You understand? Huh? Anything that requires you to be addicted is a drug. Oh, yeah. Those are addictions. You have sex addictions. You have alcohol. You have alcohol addictions. You have all kind of addictions. That's a drug. You understand me? Yeah. And those things, anything that you're addicted to, that's your pimp. It's pimping you out. Because now what you're willing to do, you're willing to do whatever you got to do to fulfill that worldly, fleshly need. You understand me?
Yeah.
You willing to do, so you really getting pimped out, you really getting tricked out. That's the whole dynamic of dealing with things externally. Dealing with the external instead of dealing with the internal. Because internally, it protects you from that. It protects you from being pimped out and tricked out. It protects you from that. What's the biggest thief in the world? Murder. Death. That's the biggest thief in the world, murder. For somebody's life to be cut short. That's the biggest thief in the world. Because why? Because they still had purpose left in them mortal bodies. They still had purpose. I'm trying to get you I'm trying to bring you up higher so you can operate in some power and operate in some authority. Because where I'm seeing people operate at, they don't have no power. They don't have no authority. They think it's a game. But at the end of this journey right here, you got to pay the piper. You can go through this life how you want to go through it. I have no problem with that. But the only thing that I will not do, I will not be an enabler. And I'm not going to condone or condemn what you're doing. It's not my place. I tell you what this word say, what the book say, then you go take it up with whoever you want to take it up from there. You understand? But every black man across the United States of America, he's not a pimp, he's being pimped. He's not a hustler, he's being hustled. And he's being hustled and he's being pimped to sell his own people out. Anybody selling Molly, crack, opioid, do you understand me? He is being pimped. And he is being pimped to come against his own people. His own flesh and blood. No, he's not coming up. No, he's not chasing a bag. That music that you're putting out, that's having these jitterbugs want to do Molly, Percocet, Vicodins. You understand me? They listening to your music. Your music is fueling the energy in them. So they start to thrive off of that. That's externally. They have no interaction with what's going on internally. The spirit. The spirit. They don't have no interaction with the spirit. That's why their minds, their minds, you understand me? Their minds, you got to understand. I'll go back to what I first started was, I'm talking about offspring. I'm talking about offspring. Because the offspring is where I keep teaching y'all where the turn has to come. It has to come in the offspring. When the offspring turn, that's an automatic sign to our Heavenly Father that they have smart, that they are listening. And not only are they listening, they have returned unto my law. Because when you can get your offspring to turn from their wicked ways and return unto the Heavenly Father, that's the sign. I don't care about your 400-year prophets, as wild as these children is. Wild as these children. I don't care about your 400-year prophecy that you're talking about. Yahweh got clauses in his word. I see people just overcoming. Yahweh said, if you do this, then there will always be somebody on the throne of Dawid. Ain't nobody on the throne of Dawid right now. Because we didn't uphold our deal. We didn't uphold it. See, this is the thing I said last week. People want thus saith Yah. People want thus saith Yah without fulfilling when Yah say if. He always said if you return to my laws, my statutes, in my command. If then I shall give you the former and the latter rain. If. See, I'm seeing people dealing with an external word. They have no interaction with the internal word of this book. This book has an internal word. This is a spiritual book. It's not a physical book. I'm holding it in my hand, but to me, this is a figmentation of my imagination. This is not a physical book. This is a spiritual book. Too many people have taken it, they partial because to them, it's just a physical book. This didn't come off the mind of Yah. This didn't come from the scroll from the mind of Yah. This came from man. That's how they see it. Listen to the book. Therefore say, thus saith Yah, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. I'll go back and read it again. Therefore say, thus saith Yah, although I have cast them afar off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Now, what you got to remember is, and what comes to my remembrance is chapter 5 in the same book. You understand me? Chapter 5. So let's go look at chapter 5, because what people do when they cherry picking, when they robbing you of your inheritance from y'all, these are the things that they do. They'll come show you something, but they won't show you the if. Let's go look at what y'all saying in chapter 5. Chapter 5 and verse 5. And she hath changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the country that are round about her. For they have refused my judgments, and my statutes, they have not walked in them. Therefore, thus saith God, because ye multiply more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither kept my judgment, neither have done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you. Therefore, thus saith Yah, behold, I am against you, and will execute judgment in the midst of thee in the sight of the nations. Now, when I read that, I'm keeping this with me when I'm coming up through the scripture. So I understand he ain't talking about all the Israel. He ain't talking about everybody talking about their Hebrew. Because I'm going to go back and I'm going to read this whole chapter 5. I'm going to fall back. See, sometimes I come forward and then I work my way back. Because when I come forward and work my way back, it starts to tell me the clauses, and it starts to tell me and reveal to me the but and the ifs. See, you can get so caught up reading this Bible till the only thing you begin to deal with is the promises. Till the only thing you deal with is the prophecy. That's all you deal with. You don't deal with the buts and the ifs. And that's why our people are led astray. Because we don't have men that's higher ups in Hebrew teaching the buts and the ifs. Only thing they're teaching is the prophecy and the promises. But if you got a child and you tell your child, if you make straight A's this semester, I'm gonna buy you 2 pair, whatever kind of shoes you want. But now, what about if they come home and make straight D's? They gonna get those shoes? Because you said, I will buy you 2 pair of shoes. What? What word you use? If. And that's the same clause that Yahweh got all in this book. If. And I see people read over that like it's nothing. Maybe because they can't parse the word if. I don't know. But I can tell you what, whatever language you want to read, that word if, make note of the word if. A lot of people drop those words out when they parse. They drop those out. I watch people parse. I be like, what did they do with the if? What they did with the if? So they just start teaching He said the word says this, and the word says that we're going to be gathered, and the word says, man, that word, turn back to chapter 11. That's why I said, don't get drawn into this rhetoric, don't get drawn into this bottom feed teaching that's being taught. There's some bottom feed teaching that's being taught all around, from the Hebrews to the church. Bottom feed. Anytime a person can only tell you what they want you to do for them, man, look here, man, that's a one-sided factor. What you want done to you, and when you taking the promises, then that's all you saying is what I want done. This what I want done. This what I want. So this what I'm looking for. But you're not looking to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be looking to fulfill. Yeah. You gotta be looking to fulfill. Whatever our Heavenly Father says, fulfill. Let us look back at Ezekiel chapter 16. 11, Ezekiel 11. Let us look at verse 17. Therefore say, thus saith Yah, I will even gather you from the people, and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. Now, I want to go back, I want to pull something out of verse 16. Therefore thus saith Yah, although I have cast thee far among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet I will be to them a little sanctuary. Let us look at verse 18. And they shall come here, and they shall take away all the detestable things thereof, and all the abominations thereof from within. From thence, from within. Can't you? They shall take away these things from within. So you talk about going to a land, you're talking about taking things to a land that you're saying is a holy land, but you're talking about taking people into the place that's supposed to be set apart, and they have not done the ifs and the buts. So they're going to get spewed out. They're going to get spewed out. They're not going to be accepted the same way Yahweh will not allow them to come into his inner courts. The same way Yahweh don't interact with certain men and women in his inner court. Yah has an inner court that he interacts with certain people in his inner court. That's what he do. He interacts with certain people in his inner court. That's what he does. He don't do it with everybody. Why should he do it for everybody when they're not doing the work? Why should he do it from everybody when he really knows your motives and he knows your intentions? So he knows what you're going to do with it when you get it. See, you got to understand, there are a lot of people that are scholars and they got that through the flesh. Because the flesh is spirit. The flesh commune with the world. So those scholars, they go to the world and get all this information. They get archaeology information. You understand me? They get information from different books. And then they come back before you, and then you raise them up because they done went and got all these worldly studies. That's not spiritual. That's world. So they seem like they're very, very well spoken. Because they have went and got the things of the world through a spirit. The Bible speaks of the two spirits. The Bible says that, listen, there's a mind that is from the Shamayim, and there's a mind that is earthly, it's sensual. It's sensual. It's of this realm, it's of this earth. You understand me? So when you get these people that do these great studies, it's amazing that most of them wind up almost borderline atheists. Their belief system is not strong, and it's really not strong in the spirit. Now, what I would have to believe, and what I would have to keep believing, if modern man can create surgeries and different drugs and pills to heal your body and cure you, why can't it be done spiritually? If man can do it in the physical, why can't it be done spiritual? Because these people have lost the spiritual faculty, and everything they deal with is carnality. It is of the eyes. And what I'm saying, because when we're going in this book, these people, they begin to deal with everything carnally. They were not dealing with anything spiritually. And we got to understand that this book only talks to the spirit of a man. This book does not have any information for the carnal flesh of a man. This book does not build carnal man. This book tears carnal man down. The carnality of a man, this book tears it down. And it only builds spirit. That's why people, like my wife says, when people get together, they say they're going to take stuff out of the Bible, they're going to make the Bible where it is suited for 2020. It's suitable for people where they're at in their life right now. That's what they're going to do with the book, with the Bible. People getting together like a camera. It's coming together and they're going to alter and they're going to do some things in the Bible. Why? Because they don't want to tear down the carnal man and build the spiritual man. They want to continue to build carnality, but then they, on the other hand, they want to try to pray. Come by here. It's me again. Come by. No. I ain't coming by there. I don't have no need to come by there. I'm going to allow you to see what your end going to be. That's what I'm going to do with you. So when I'm walking through the book, that's why I'm just setting this up. When I'm walking through the book, this is what I'm walking through. Listen to the book. Verse 19. And I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them a heart of flesh. And I will take the stony heart out of their flesh and give them a heart of flesh. Now you imagine that right now. Now, that's got to be spiritual, right? He said, I'm going to take away the stony heart, right? And I'm going to give them a heart of flesh. We know he's not talking about flesh, this. We know he's talking about mentality. He's talking about, I'm going to give them something that's tangible, something that's tangible, something that's teachable, something that people can grab a hold, write the vision, make it plain. So them that hear it, that read it, can grab hold of that vision and they can run with it. Not a sprint, but a marathon. They can finish. They can finish their course. Come on, let's just keep walking a little bit. That they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power. Listen, their source of power. Now, when you go back, that little part right there, people want to read this, and they're going to say, seriously, he's going to give us a new, he's going to take away the stony heart and give us a heart of flesh. But I'm going to show you what you got to do. Back it up before you get too far. Watch this here. Listen. Thence, from thereof, abominations, the all and thereof things detestable, the all away take shall they, and thither come shall they end. Now read it forward. And they shall come near, and they shall take away all the detestable things. So now who actually is getting rid of the stony heart? The people. say they got a part to do. It said they got to get rid of the detestable thing. Y'all is not going to get rid of the detestable thing. That's not what he gonna do. He's not gonna get rid of the detestable. He's not going to get rid of. I don't have a page number. I'm in Ezekiel. I'm in Ezekiel chapter 11. And I'm on verse 18. Because we talking about taking away, listen. They shall come unto me, and they shall take away all the what? The wrong things thereof, and all the evils thereof from within. From within. So when people read in the Bible, he ain't finna zap you and change you. You got to do that. But he take the credit for it. Because he allowed you time to do it. And he gave you everything that you needed to do it. This is what I'm talking about. It's internal. It's not external. See, people looking for something to happen externally. Oh, the sky gonna crack open. Well, the sky cracked open in me a long time ago. And when the sky cracked open in my Shamayim, and my heavenly Father returned with that Torah riding on a cloud, see, this is an individual walk. See, you got people teaching that, in the last days. No, I had my last days already. I had my last days of being a sinner. I had my last days of being a man of the world. I had my last days of being a thief, a liar. I had my last days of that. So you got people sitting around waiting on the sky to crack. Matthew 24? It was something to me telling me to go into the desert. The Bible said don't go in the desert. Say it's going to be coming out of the east. I don't want to try to quote it because I have to go there. But all that happened inside me. That's how I got to where I am. This ain't happening outside. That ain't going to help me. The Bible said that the coming of Yah shall not be a day of light, but a day of darkness. And woe unto them. And it was woe unto me on that day. Because on that day, he moved in the thick darkness. In me, and on me, and for me. You understand me? If you keep talking and thinking something's going to happen externally, these things have already happened inside of me. Your power comes when you understand, and overstand that that's already happened to me. So I got to go back to that power. I got to go back to the authority. And I got to be able to feed off of that. Because now what my Heavenly Father is expecting me to do is he's expecting me to produce fruit. Yeah. Because he done already gave me the farm in the latter rain. He done gave me the farm in the latter rain. So I'm supposed to produce. Because Yahweh says, listen, when you're in his good graces, he shall send the farmer in the latter rain. He ain't talking about on no crop. He's talking about what's inside me. Have received the farmer in the latter rain that I may produce, that there may be meat in his storehouse. That there may be meat in his storehouse. Once I get that mentality, I give freely. No. I give freely to a physical house now. Because I know it's going to take me, I know I'm going to be going to that physical house. I know it takes that to keep that physical house open. Do you understand me? The same way you pay your bills at your house. Same way you pay your light bill because you know you're going to be in the dark. Same way you pay your rent, your mortgage, your car insurance. Same way you repair your car. Because if you don't, you won't drive it. If you don't, you won't live in it. So there are some crossing over and there are some things. You understand me? But we must understand that these things are internal. And these things are being taught externally, and it is distracting people. Because I hear people keep saying, boy, we're in the end times. Oh, the world finna end. Yeah, The world needs to end in you today. You don't need to be trying to wait on the whole earth, because it ain't going to happen. You ain't going to see it. I promise you, you won't see it. Because this ain't the first earth dispensation. Come on, people. We trying to make this the first earth dispensation. We trying to make everything before us have been destroyed. Listen, right now we got animals that are extinct. Have gone further, going to endangered species list, then they reach extinction. That's the same thing that happened with all other animals before. Now these animals, when people come behind us, they're going to find these extinct animals buried in settlements. They're going to find, when the archaeologists did, they're going to find these things, and then they're going to have to make assumptions on how did they die, what killed them, and blah, 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 squash, blah, this, blah, squash. But that world, you need to die unto the world. And then that's the end of the world, as you know it. Because then you begin to walk. It's the internal walk. It's the internal investigation. Because your spirit man, now it has free roam. It has the ability to have free roaming in the land. And the spirit man goes and he exercises himself in this land. He exercises himself. He investigates. He finds out things in this land. And as he finds out things in this land, the same thing that that spirit or y'all finds out in this man, simultaneously the flesh finds it out too. So that's the fight that the Bible talks about. That the spirit gonna always be against the flesh. They're contrary to one another. Because they get information simultaneously. Let me give you an example. I see a lady in the line. She pulling out her money to pay, and a $100 bill hit the floor. When that $100 bill hit the floor, two things in me saw it. My flesh, my nature that communes with the world, and my spirit that communes with the Shah Yah. So simultaneously, when I pick that $100 bill up, I'm either going to say, ma'am, this is yours, that's the spirit. I'm going to stick it in my pocket. They got the information at the same time. At the same time. They didn't get it at different times. Now, what you do, you're going to have to do one or the other. Do you understand what I'm saying with this example that I just gave you? And that is the battle. That's the true battle that we're fighting, because your ego and your all that's getting the information at the same time. At the same time, when somebody says words of slander to disrespect you, your spirit man and your flesh man hear those words at the same time. Now you gotta decide which man you gonna honor. Are you gonna honor the man of faith? Are you gonna honor the man that's gonna deal with it himself? Ain't nobody finna try me. I'ma handle it myself. I'm just talking about words. Huh? Man, that's what we would need to operate in, is the man of faith. Because we still going somewhere. We still going somewhere. We still going somewhere in the world. We still going somewhere in the world. We ain't got there yet, because I got to get past what I'm showing y'all this. I got to get past all this junk. I got to get past all this filth before I get to the good part. You know, Houdini. When we going to get to the good part? Get around to the good part. When we going to get to the good part? That's the part I'm getting to right now in the point of my life. I'm getting to the good part. It's important to have short-term and long-term goals. What's more important is to meet those goals. I have some goals that I got to make good on. Because other than that, it's just a fairy tale. It ain't even a dream, it's a fairy tale. You understand? You make goals and you don't achieve those goals, that's a fairy tale. That's not, it ain't even a dream. Not even a dream at that point. It's a fairy tale. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the pressing and the heavy lifting come in at. You know, that's the part where you begin to make y'all proud. Because that's the part where you begin to move in him, but in him, not without him, but outside of him. You begin to move in what he has taught you, what he has raised you up in. And that is what you return to. Because that verse for me, per se, was for Yah say, look, I have raised you up in the way that you should go. You understand me? And if you depart, you shall surely return. When the Bible said that when the Bible says, spare not the rod, that was not for me to beat my children. That was for me saying, y'all saying he's not going to spare the rod and he's going to tear my behind up, because if he spare the rod, then he hates me. That wasn't for me to whoop my children, because if I'm in line, my children can't do nothing but be in line. My children can't be nothing but be in line, because my children are a sponge. So they learning from me. Most children that's doing what they doing that's negative, they got it from somebody in the family. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. So by me being a certain, well, there's a certain energy. And because I had this energy and my wife had this energy, my children are free to be children. My children don't have to be grown. My daughter can laugh and be goofy. She on my nerves sometimes being so goofy, but I really don't want to bother her because she should be goofy. She's 12, she should be goofy. Keisha 10, it's the time for them to be goofy. It's the time for them to laugh and get on my nerves and kiki. You understand me? There's nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with that. Because they're children. They're not forced to be grown. You hear me? They're children. Listen to the book. Listen to the book. Verse 20. That they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them. You see that do them? Do you see the do them? It says that they. Listen to what it said. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with this. He said that they may walk in my, and do what? Apprehend is a better word than keep. That they may apprehend, and they shall be my, once they apprehend my ways, once they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them, apprehend them, and they shall be my people. And I will be their source. I will be their strength. I will be their power, their judge, their ruler. Verse 21. But, see that? There they go. There go that bomb. There go that bomb. There go that bomb. It says, but as for them whose heart walketh after the heart of their detestable thing, what I'm showing you is Israel is not a nation per se. They are dealt with individually. People keep thinking because if you come together in numbers, that's going to mean something to y'all. That ain't meaning nothing to y'all when you come together with the detestable things. You're not going to get it. You have not done the work to remove the stony heart and replace that stony heart with the heart of flesh. You have not done what is needed. So y'all begin to tell you what's going to happen. He says, but as for them whose heart walketh after the heart of their detestable, their wrong things, and their evil, let me see. But as they whose heart walketh after the heart of their detestable wrong things and their abominations, their evil, I will repay their ways upon their own heads, said God. This is a verse, if y'all want to look at this way, straight for the Hebrew, straight for Israel. Straight for Israel. straight for Israel. Since we like to take the book and this is our history. This ain't the Gentiles. Where I started from, he said, look, I'm going to take y'all, I'm going to do something to y'all in the midst of the Gentile. In the eyes of the Gentile. I'm going to use y'all. Fall back to verse 12, please. And you should know that I am Yah, for you have not walked in my statutes, neither executed my judgment, but have done after the manners of the heathen that are round about you. I'm going to tell you how we got in trouble with this verse. We don't own any airplanes. We don't own any ships. Poppy seed don't grow over here. You understand me? You can't get cocaine from out this country. You can't grow it. You can't grow opioid, heroin in this country. So that means that the detestable thing that done came in the country, you taking it, plug. You taking it, pimp. Listen to what he says. He said, and you shall know that I am Yah, for you have not walked in my statutes. So for everybody that's claiming that they this and they that, they Torah sinner, there ought not to be now drug dealer in your community. There ought not to be now whore, now whoremonger, and now pimp in your community. Then you won't have no junkies. The reason why you got junkies, the reason why you got whores and whoremongers, is because all you Torah sinner, messianic, non-messianic, all the Christians, all you allowing this little number of folks and we're not upholding his statutes to the people. So now what we got is what we have. And you shall know that I am Yah, for you have not walked in my statutes, neither executed my judgments, but have done after the manner of the heathen. So the heathen, the nations, is the one who bring the cocaine over here. So you're doing after the manner of the heathen. Because you ain't bringing it. You didn't ship this over here. You didn't fly this over here. You don't have that type of power, that type of authority. But you do have the type of authority and power to send it back where it comes from. That's your power. That's the greatest power that I know. Is to send it back. It's not the power that you have the ability to grow it, produce it, manufacture it, and get it here. The power is when you can say, the high and stiff arm. No, 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 no. I will not do the ways of the heathen. I will uplift these statutes and I will uplift these commandments. This law. This is what I'm going to live by. I'm not going to poison my people for money. I'm not going to be tricked out to trick out my sisters. I don't care what culture people is. I don't care what their skin complexion is. I don't care what the hue of their eyes is, the texture they have. I don't care about none of that. Like I said, I pray as a couple. I pray for the nations. I pray for all people. Not good at a singular prayer. Because my prayers are proactive. My wide prayers are proactive. I believe in the stepping over into time's eternity. With praying without ceasing. Stepping into time's eternity. Okay? And then stepping back into time's present. And then what I do, I label. How do I label? Now, Yah has to show me something. And what Yah has to show me is he has to show me that there is a disruption in the atmosphere. And how I know that there's a disruption in the atmosphere, that prayer is disrupted, because now I see an environmental change. Ride through this plaza in the daytime. All the dope that used to be in this plaza, there's no dope in this plaza like that. I can't stop ones who come through and pop a little dime sale or 20 sale, but ain't no more plugs in the plaza. Ain't no more hanging out in the plaza getting drunk on the side of the store no more. You understand me? No more of that. Operation Take Back the Land. Do you hear me? See, that is an environmental shift that I'm looking for. You understand me? Because I do believe the works of praying without ceasing. But there must be evidence. There must be a demonstration. And I believe that Yah is in demonstration mode. I believe that he is forever in demonstration mode. So that's what you must understand, that you